Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mariah and this is our first episode. So I just wanted to share with you guys right away what my mission statement is. My mission is to share our lifestyle, faith, and freedom through our journey with endometriosis. So a little bit of background as to why we started a YouTube channel in 2018. Sounds crazy to me too. About a couple months ago, God kind of nudged me and he said, hey, just want you to keep in mind, I want you to start a YouTube channel. And so I was like, sounds crazy. And so I was trying to think of what that would look like or what I would do or even say. And so I was like, oh, I'll do DIYs or I'll make Mickey Mouse ears or something just kind of weird, you know. But I kind of left it there. I didn't dive in much deeper at that point. Left it alone. Fast forward to about a week ago, I was diagnosed with endometriosis and I was nuzzling my way to the bathroom because after you have surgery, you're a little bit sore. So I'm kind of waddling my way back there and he kind of nudges me again. He says, this is what I want you to talk about. And I was like, what? I am probably one of the most unqualified people to talk about this. And he said, no, you're right at the beginning. Here we go. And so I was like, okay, here we go. So here we are. First episode. But to give you a little bit background, endometriosis, if you don't already know, it is a tissue that develops outside of the uterus, and it can also develop inside the uterus as well. There's about 200,000 cases per year in the U.S. alone, which also means that you do need a medical diagnosis through laparoscopic surgery, ultrasounds, lab testing, but it does need to be diagnosed by your medical professional. Go see an OB if you feel like you have any of the symptoms. There is a lot online about symptoms, but not really about the journey and encouragement through endometriosis. So as I was researching it the first time, actually, let's just go right into the story. So Jake and I have been married for six years, and this August, and 3 years we've been trying to have a baby. So after the first year, we went in for an ultrasound. They take a look at my uterus, and they take a look to see if there's any additional cysts or fibroids, and which I did have fibroids, which are benign, so nothing urgent there to take a look at. And 2 years go by, and my friend comes up to me and she says, you know, have you ever thought about looking at endometriosis and asking your doctor about it? And I said, no, acting all cool, like, but on the inside, like, what if I have this? And so I got home, looked it up, and I had every symptom I'm going through: hot flashes, pelvic pain, bowel movement pain, lower back pain, and the list just continues to go on. And so I panicked. This fear kind of just overtook me, and I was bawling. And later that night, one of my friends, you know, she just said, you know, God has you. You know that God has you. You've seen it through your life. And it just hit me like, he does. He has me. But I didn't want to schedule that laparoscopic surgery after I talked about it with my OB. I went in and I said, you know, is it possible to have endometriosis? And she said, absolutely. You have a lot of the symptoms, and it's the 3-year mark. So would you like to go in for a laparoscopic surgery? And we can also take a look at your tubes, make sure they're open as well. And I said, sure, you know, like, great. Yeah, that sounds great. And I'll give you a call. And no, panic just started setting in again. And that fear just took over me. And I didn't want to go into a surgery in fear. I want that peace that God provides. And so I waited and I said, no, you know, this isn't the month, this isn't the month, this isn't the month. And fast forward to April, I was in Colorado with my husband for my friend's wedding. And it was a whirlwind, and in the midst of everything, he spoke to me. He said, you know, I need you to schedule this. And I was like, I don't need to do anything. You know, like sometimes we get a little bit sassy back. And I was like, I don't need to do anything. I am content with not knowing the answer. But I was living in fear at that moment. And God bless my husband, because he is one of the most patient people I know. He never pressed me or said anything like that to me, like, you need to schedule this. And so he just allowed God and the Holy Spirit to just guide me through that and continue to pray. And so as we are winding through the mountains in Colorado, I'm calling my OB's office and said, I'm going to schedule it. If I don't do it now, I'm not going to schedule it. So I scheduled it May 3rd, and then my fear just continued to set in. I watched the videos, I read it 10 different times, the information that they send you. And then a week before, God just fell over me. This peace was like, I have you, and I'm taking you through this for a purpose, and there's a reason behind it. And I was like, okay, there's a peace behind it. And as I was walking through the doors of my appointment for my surgery, I was like, okay, God, you've got this, you have this. And go in, and they do discover that I have endometriosis. So on the back of my ovaries, instead of my ovaries free floating like they should be, it was on the back end of my ovary and was acting as a gluing agent from my ovary to my pelvic bone socket. So what it did is it pulled my ovary into my pelvic bone socket, and which increased my pains during my menstrual cycle and increased the hot flashes and caused me to take scalding hot baths and take multiple pills in one day, and that wasn't healthy for me. I was exhausted from the natural remedy that God's given us, and so it was there. Yeah, so everything, I knew that fear kind of just fell away at that point. Like, the peace was already there, but this new peace kind of came over me. I was like, okay, this is what I have, and it makes sense, and at least I have an answer. And so here we are. We're going through this, and instead of just sitting in it the couple days after my appointment, instead of sitting in it, I went ahead and started researching some more and tried to dive a little bit deeper, because I already looked it up. There wasn't a lot of information out there, and from the TV show Sister Sister, Tia Mowry, if I said that right, great. If not, shame on me. So she wrote a book about her struggle with endometriosis and how she applied healthy eating and healthy lifestyle over her life, and 12 months later she conceived a baby boy. And so that's everything that you wish, you know, you could have. And if it's as simple as changing your diet, I'm going to do my best to do so, because it's something that is part of me. I'm longing to be a mom. I've always wanted to be a mom, and I'm always one of those people that when you ask me, I'm like, ask me if, when are you guys gonna have, you know, we're just having fun right now. So yeah, that's guarding my heart and saying, like, I really want a child, and it hurts every time somebody asks that. But or are you guys trying to have kids? And yeah, we are. So here I am being vulnerable, which I hate doing tremendously. I hate being vulnerable. But here I am, sharing my story out of whatever God has, which is the unknown at this point for me. But I can leave you with a promise that He gave me this week in Psalms 27:13-14. It says, "Yet I am confident I will see the Lord's goodness while I'm here in the land of the living. Wait patiently for the Lord. Be courageous, be brave and courageous. Yes, wait patiently for the Lord." And for me, that spoke volumes because one, you were just diagnosed with endometriosis, and infertility is one of the most scariest thoughts and one of my worst fears that I definitely believed since I was a young girl, that I will never have kids because of what has happened to me and what I'm gonna have. And I kind of just knew that at a young age, and that longing to be a mom started really young. And I'm really excited for what God has and eager to see what He's going to do. But I want to also be an encouragement to anybody that's out there that's struggling with endometriosis and infertility. Come back, I'm going to provide recipes and exercises and some DIYs because, even though I was like, I don't know if I'll do DIYs, but it's a YouTube channel, so why not? It'll be fun anyways. But some people have asked, what's your story? And here's a little bit of my story. My name's Mariah. I'm married to my best friend. I have endometriosis. It's the hardest thing that I have to deal with right now. But God's on the other side, and He's got me. So if you would like to take this journey with me, great. Click the like and subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.